All right, people, we're live. We're back again. We got the main event on in the background. We got Cody Rhodes and Cena teaming up against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. This should be a good match, actually. Say whatever you want about Logan Paul. I'm not listening. I don't follow him on his social media, but he's actually a good wrestler. And I said this 2 years ago. I said he should give up the actual combat fighting and like the boxing and trying to be MMA and just be a wrestler. And since he's gone full time wrestling, he's a good wrestler, man. And he's a good heel. He gets a lot of heat. He gets booed every time, but that's the beauty of wrestling. Like they either cheer you or they boo the shit out of you, which is equally as good. He's a great villain. But hope everyone on August 8th, hope everyone's happy, healthy, successful, doing well, winning life. Always. Salute. So we're gonna have that on the background. This is actually a big match for SmackDown. Cena and Rhodes, Paul and McIntyre. That's a good main event. Earlier, the Alexa Charlotte, Chelsea Green, and the Secret Harvest match that was entertaining as well. Sami Zayn won, so it's in Montreal. It's at the Bell Center where the Montreal Canadiens play. It was a good match. Sami Zayn won against Solo Sikoa, non-title match, but it was awesome. Sami Zayn is from Montreal. Yeah, see, look at Cody. All right, but we're gonna land some facts tonight. We're gonna land it. I'm gonna try to keep my composure, but no promises, as we know. All right, so let's start um, talking about the SummerSlam and Brock Lesnar. There's people, but at SummerSlam last weekend, it wasn't that good of a pay-per-view, to be honest. Not that good. Oh shit. Yeah, look at this. Sorry, I will get distracted by this, but can you see it? You could probably see it through my glasses. Yeah. Uh, People are saying they're mad that Brock Lesnar is back because he's embroiled in the Vince McMahon, the case. I'm gonna say case. And if allegedly what Brock didn't do anything, but so for anyone didn't know, Vince McMahon resigned and he relinquished control of WWE because he was embroiled in like some, of course, like it always is, some elaborate like assault case. So the Vince McMahon was definitely involved. He was definitely he was definitely behaving poorly, and he should be punished for this. Yes. Now he's trying to start a rival promotion and to try to compete with WWE, but I don't think that I think there's no chance because you have Tony Khan owns AEW, who he owns Fulham Football Club, and he owns the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. There's already like a monster rival promotion. It's going to be hard for Vince McMahon to compete, especially since TKO took over and they're starting to consolidate everything. So TNA Wrestling, which was another competitor, and AAA, the Lucha Libre, the Mexican league, basically. They they're the TKO owns all of it now, so it's under the WWE umbrella, and TKO also owns UFC. So yeah, that's gonna be a tough look. But people are mad at Brock Lesnar. But listen, man, until he's convicted, until Brock Lesnar is convicted of something. He's not even charged with anything. I think the allegations are he knew what was happening and he just didn't say anything. I believe that's what people are mad at him about, and they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't have brought him back." Listen, Brock Lesnar is back after almost 3 years, like two years, I would say, and yeah, since like summer 2023, so like a little over 2 years, I would say, and he's now immediately back in the title picture. This man is a freak of nature. Yeah, and I'm not like just like I said about Hulk Hogan. His personal life, I'm not down with what he did on his personal life. That was wrong, and he should be punished for. He should suffer punishment for it. He should, because what you did was wrong. Yeah, but I'm also not gonna forget what both how iconic their figure, like how iconic of a figure they were in professional wrestling. Their personal life, I'm not getting into that. The politics, also with Hogan, you get the political side of it with the rallies and stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But there's, I'm not. I can still. It's like Michael Jackson's music. You can still listen to the Thriller album, but not agree with what Michael Jackson did in his personal life. And I think actually to the public's credit, I think we have separated that. We've separated how good Michael Jackson was as a musician and as a performer and an entertainer and an artist, and then what he was doing in Neverland Ranch. So we've I that's a success story for what I'm trying to describe, because you can still, Michael Jackson comes on in the party, people are still going wild and still dancing. It gets the party going. So that's never going to go away. Um, Sorry, let me just fix this camera. Yes, Cody and yeah, Cody's an underrated John Cena. John Cena is back, man, and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair and Cena, I thought they were finished as in-ring performers. They're both proved me wrong. Yeah, the crowd is going crazy now. John Cena just got tagged in. Oh, so where was I? So Brock Lesnar, yeah, it's controversial because he's still like in like intertwined in that the Vince McMahon scandal, which conveniently got swept under the rug by WWE. And let's talk about something else that conveniently got swept under the rug: the Blackstone NFL headquarters incident. And there's other investment firms in that building. That building has its own zip code. Think about that. It's between 51st and 52nd Street in Lexington, so right in the heart of Midtown. It has its own zip code. One building. Why? You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why? Blackstone. What's the other one? Rudin. I think it's Rudin. Blackstone, Rudin, and KPMG. So Rudin Management is one of the oldest and most prestigious real estate firms in New York. Blackstone is an investment firm, and then you have NFL headquarters. So now let's talk about the NFL. NFL is sharing a zip code which is exclusive to those four companies: NFL, Rudin, KPMG, Blackstone. They share a zip code. One, that's the only zip code that exists. is for them. Now, why is that? Why would they do that? Is it because of mailing? Is it because of financial clout flexing? Who knows? That I don't know. I got to do more research. But what is factual is that one building, it takes up an entire block of Midtown and it has its own zip code. Just that in and of itself, for me, is a little dodgy. It's a little dodgy. So the narrative that was spun by the corporate media, CNN, Fox, NBC, Universal, CBS, was that it was an attack. He had some disagreement with NFL policy or something like that. Nah. I'll tell you right now that wasn't the target. The target was Blackstone. And I'm not trying to belittle anyone that passed. Bless up to them. I hope they rest well. Tragic. Absolutely tragic. The Blackstone executive that passed, that was the target. How is this man walking around Midtown Manhattan during rush hour with an assault rifle? Not even in a bag. He's just holding it in his hand, walking into the building. How is that allowed to happen? Or was it meant to happen? Walking around, just walked into the building. Didn't even have, it's not even concealing anything. That's also another thing that's highly suspect, along with those four companies or organizations, I should call them, sharing that zip code, sharing a singular zip code for one block. Why is there a zip code for one block in Manhattan? How is this guy? How did this guy walk in? Was it an M16? I think it was. Yeah, Rudin, the firms, they own 15 million square feet of space across all of New York City. That's a lot in New York because New York is not that big of a place. 345 Park Avenue. It's all weird. And don't let the corporate media spinning this as some attack on the NFL. It's not the NFL, man. It wasn't the NFL. That wasn't the target. Now we're going to get a lot of this. We're going to start getting a lot of this now where just like the United Healthcare situation, which got swept under the rug. Notice how all these things get swept under the rug. This shooting swept under the rug. The United Healthcare thing, no one cares about Luigi Mangione anymore. There was a documentary that came out like 3 days after that happened. How? Was it orchestrated? I don't know. But the main point that the overarching theme in all this is this a major distraction for what we've been talking about the past couple weeks, where notice how all this is coming out and all this is happening because the news cycle won't flush the Epstein files and the Epstein list or just the story in general. The Maxwell getting moved to a different location in Texas and all that jazz. Why is it that all of this is happening while that like a dark cloud, like the cloud following Charlie Brown? the rain cloud. Or what was his friend? Who had the cloud over his head? Linus? I think it was Linus. Why is this all coming out? Because the news cycle won't swallow up the Epstein file story. So then we're gonna throw out Blackstone at you. We're gonna throw out the Texas floods. We're gonna throw out the Sydney Sweeney outrage, which is absolutely ridiculous, by the way. And I'm glad they got it's starting to come around, which was ridiculous from the beginning, as we talked about last week. Why is that all coming out? And then we got the latest one. We got the probably the most outrageous one yet. Is there's a probe coming to Earth sent by aliens and they're hostile. How do you know that? How do you know these aliens are hostile? There's a probe coming to Earth and they're going to be hostile aliens. How the fuck do you know that? Or it's just to distract you and to manipulate you to get off the Epstein stuff. Did Smackdown end? Yeah, I completely missed it. Fuck. God damn it. Let's go over to Bill Maher. I think he's on tonight. I completely missed the end of Smackdown. I don't even know what happened. I heard the bell ring, but it didn't. Fuck's sake. Let's see what Bill Maher has to say. Yeah, but we can do a watch on. I might as well turn this off. I'll watch it later. We can watch Bill Maher on the watch along. I gotta pay attention to it. All right, now we're fully focused. So we got that. Now we could talk about wrestling for SummerSlam. We touched on it a little bit, but for me, the two things to end that, to put a bow on that last segment, the two things that are very alarming for me are the fact that why does that building have its I'll probably have an answer for you next week. I want to know why that building has its own zip code. Why does one square block in Midtown Manhattan have its own zip code? What? And number two is, how does someone in broad daylight, it's summertime, so it was like at 6:30 in the evening, so everyone is probably coming out of work. It's like kind of rush hour, everyone's traveling home, so there's people everywhere. How does this man walk in with a machine gun? Let's call it what it is. That's what it is. And he just walks right into the building. He's walking. Where did he come from? And the third layer is, why isn't anyone talking about this anymore? Why don't we know more about this guy? Why don't we know more about the guy who tried to assassinate Donald Trump during the campaign in Pennsylvania? It was Pennsylvania. Yeah. Crooks, Michael Thomas Crooks. I think that's correct. How come no information is coming out about him? How come we don't know fuck all about him? Just like we don't know fuck all about this guy. Why? There's going to be some heavy research required here. Heavy research. So yeah, it's strange. I'm pissed off. I missed the end of Smackdown. I don't even know how that ended because we could have talked about that. That's my bad. That's on me. I got caught up, man. I got caught up because I don't think this is a conspiracy. It ain't a conspiracy. It's just a curiosity of what happened in the real world. None of what I said, I made up. Yeah, I was going to do a Bill Maher reaction, but I decided to go live earlier. I can't. I try to do a Bill Maher watch along. It's impossible to do it because it's not like a visual thing. It's not like a soccer game or like wrestling where I can comment, and it's mostly visual based. Bill Maher, you got to listen to. You got to listen to the conversation. I can't do a reaction on a conversation as the conversation is happening. That's hard. You have to you would have to pause it every time. So yeah, so I mean, let me know what you guys think. How does one building in Manhattan have one zip code? That's a major intriguing point for me. I didn't know that. All right. And in terms of like the future of wrestling, SummerSlam, very disappointing. And if you want to ask me, just straight up disappointing. What else did I want to talk about? There's another thing. SummerSlam was underwhelming. The Seth Rollins. Okay, yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about no, I think I put it in my messages. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is something we can talk about. So like it was underwhelming in the sense of the matches weren't that good. Like the build up was good. The production is always crazy. MetLife, like everything about the setup and which is another beautiful thing about wrestling is they do this shit every week, man. They travel all around the world and the production, like taking all these cameras and these sound equipment, these pyrotechnics, the Titantron and all that. We did like it's traveling everywhere, 3 different places every week. It's insane. Like big up to the people that actually work behind the scenes because that's just as important as what you see on camera. And what you see on camera also doesn't even tell the full operatic story of what's going on because there's these people are that wrestling is entertainment. It's scripted entertainment. However, things go off script. You got to improv just like life itself. You got to improv. And another thing people don't appreciate is sorry, I'm getting messages. Another thing people don't appreciate is let's say you have let's say what the fuck is going on? What is this? Let's say you have a match, yeah, and it's supposed to be 40 minutes long. You got to memorize the match. Yes, there's wiggle room for improvement, but you still got to memorize the outline. So not only it's like acting. So you're acting, got to memorize the scene, but they're doing it for 40 straight minutes and it's live. There's no post production. There's no retake. There's no cut. Do it again. Nope. You got to do it live. You got to do it correct. And if shit goes wrong, someone gets injured, some spot doesn't go the right way, you got to improvise. On top of that, you add in the interpersonal dynamic, like the backstage stuff. These people are human beings, so they have romantic lives. There's the locker room at WWE is real life Love Island. Love Island is a scripted show. I know people love it. It's massive. It's a scripted show that has post-production and editing, and then it airs on television. Wrestling, it all happens live in real time, and you have to go on stage, you have to go in the ring and perform while your personal life is in disarray. Live on television in front of tens of millions of people. It's not the same. It's not the same as all these reality shows where there's time to curate it and then edit it in a certain way so you can put out a certain narrative and stuff. Nope. Wrestling is, you're on we're going live, you're on camera, like this show. We go live, whatever happens. No editing, no cuts. Boom, it's on TV. So that's another element of wrestling that people don't appreciate. So that's why I'm not gonna get into this, because I'm gonna get myself work. I'm gonna wind myself up if I keep going. Like, you gotta respect wrestling, dude. And I'm not saying you have to like it, but anyone who says wrestling is fake or is for children, I'm gonna come from the shadows like Batman. I'll drop out the sky. Like that scene in Batman Begins. Oh yeah. I'm dropping out the sky. in like that shipping yard scene. Oh yeah. Don't ever say it's fake. Don't ever use that word. Because if I hear it, you'll hear the footsteps afterwards. All right, now TKO. So TKO, speaking of TKO, which we talked about earlier, they made a deal with ESPN, basically Disney, where WWE is going to move over to ESPN, a new ESPN streaming service, who they just partner with the NFL as well. So they just have a partner. They now have a partnership with NFL. So the NFL Network, NFL Red Zone, and WWE are going to be on this like direct to service ESPN app. And we all know my feelings with Disney. Disney ruins everything they touched. Star Wars, sports analysis. They ruined SportsCenter. They ruined sport. The ESPN coverage of sports is laughable. And the bar is not that high because your other options aren't that good either. Why the fuck are you gonna pay Tom Brady $40 million to talk about football once a week? That's crazy. What the hell is wrong with this world? That's Fox, by the way, I think. Yes. That's Fox. They ruined sports debate shows. They ruined sports highlight shows. They oversaturated the market with sports documentaries. So now sports documentaries are boring. There's a new Dallas Cowboys documentary that's coming out. It's like the 9th Dallas Cowboys. How many fucking Dallas Cowboys documentaries do we need? Like, honestly. Can anyone do anything original for once? And now Disney is gonna, and we have like 15 Star Wars series. We're gonna have WWE under the Disney ESPN umbrella. God damn it! What a terrible move by, but it wasn't WWE. It's TKO. So I'm glad that Dana White is trying to detach UFC from the Disney umbrella, and I think he's going to go to Netflix. I think that's going to happen. I think UFC is going to be on Netflix, but the Netflix subscriptions are going to go up for that. So now there's this new ESPN service that has NFL Red Zone, NFL Network, and WWE. Only the PLEs, only the live, the like WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Only those. Raw is still on Netflix, and Smackdown is still on USA Network. So they're still gonna be the detached. But now you need three different. Now you need cable. You need USA, so you need cable. You need Netflix, and now you're gonna need this new ESPN service to make sure you're following wrestling. But kudos to the WWE, and it's TKO. It's Nick Khan and The Rock. It will give WWE even more. But that's my sticking point. WWE doesn't need more exposure. Everyone loves wrestling all around the world, in every corner of the planet, in every country. People watch wrestling. You don't need to pair with ESPN for exposure. You don't need to do it. But they did it because Disney is paying WWE double the amount that NBC Universal was paying through Peacock per year. They doubled their offer. That's why they went there. So now once Disney gets controlled, watch the content change. You can't. Oh no, you can't do that. Oh, you have to do this. You have to do that. You got to do this. You got to do that. You can't do this. You got to, and on and on. It's it's. You hear that sound? You hear that sound? That's the sound of 100 executives shitting on the WWE storylines. That's what that is. Get ready for the empty suits to come in and start controlling everything. What a terrible move. It's done. It's already contractually obliged now. God fucking hell. I'm not buying that service. I'm not doing it. But I think my cable subscription, I can authenticate it and log in. So lucky for me, but what about for the other fans? The hundreds of millions of wrestling fans around the world. Most of them see it through Netflix, but in America, there's tens of millions of wrestling fans. Now you're going to need 3 different subscriptions to make sure you're keeping up with everything. I think internationally, every WWE content is on Netflix. I think that's correct. Yeah, but then it's in various languages and stuff like that. I guess you can watch it on English, and if you want to do the little, I mean, you're gonna have to put the subtitles on though. But yeah, it's a broader element of what's happening on this planet, where private equity, investment firms, hedge funds. So yeah, sound familiar? Are taking over they're taking over sports. They already have the film and television industry. That's done. They got it. It's already over. They're trying to take over. They got American sports. That's done. That's over. They're trying to take over South American football, European football, Oceania football, Asia, Africa. They're trying to take over all that. That's already in the works, but we have time to stop it. Now they're going after pro wrestling. I can't stand this shit anymore, man. What entertainment content is going to be controlled by you know who? We always talk about the Fab Five. Yeah, we know who they are already. Pretty soon, every single time you watch something on a screen or on a television. And that's how then we can get into the conspiracy side of it. We can get into the secret truth. Then 1984 starts. Then the manipulation and the brainwashing starts. That's the plan. Project Bluebeam. Then they're going to start projecting shit into the sky. That's allegedly. Yeah, let's get that in. They before this video gets flagged. It'll probably will anyway. But I'm gonna project it. But there's still time. Like, we could still save ourselves. Like, stop. Like, the Happy Gilmore movie had 3.6 billion minutes viewed in a week. How? And I heard the movie was decent, but I'm not watching it. But you can see, you see how powerful streaming services and the corporate media is now, in terms of grabbing your attention. That's probably the best way to describe it. They know exactly what they're doing. They're not. That's the one thing you got to give them. It's like all this, the private equity owners in sports. They're not stupid. They know what they're doing. However, what they're doing, I disagree with, because they don't care about you as a fan. They don't care about winning trophies. All they do is care about increasing business value, maximizing profit, monetizing content. Doesn't matter. As long as they do that, who gives a shit? Why am I going to be spiritually and emotionally invested and give my time and energy to a team that views me as a marker on a spreadsheet? I'm just a number on a spreadsheet for them. Nah, I won't have that. I won't have it. All right. So on that note, I gotta go watch Bill Maher. I'll probably wait to it comes on again at 1 a.m., which sucks. I gotta go. I'll watch the rest of SmackDown. That was crazy. That was crazy that I completely just missed. I got so caught up, I just missed the ending. I wish we could have done like a proper watch along. My bad. But that's it. We'll be back next week. I went to the dentist today. Everything that needs some work. I need some work. Teeth are strong. No cavities. Everything with the teeth are good. It's the gums that are the problem. So I'm going to need a very intense cleaning soon. Probably next month. Yeah. Just a quick, I don't even know why I said that. That's just a quick life update. But yeah, so that's it. We're out. It's a short one. Now, I might, tomorrow, we're going to do a Drax Life episode. And that's when I'm really going to go out. Yeah, so if you want to tune into that, that's going to be, that's an upload. It won't be live. Yeah, we're going to talk about ayahuasca and what I saw. We're going to talk about the full, it's going to be like a Joey Diaz thing. I can talk for 2 hours about that. All right, people. I'll see you next week. One zip code, one building has its own zip code. We'll report back.